evening, everybody, and welcome to another one of these member interviews. And tonight I've got someone special for you, gents. Tonight we're welcoming Mr. Shaun McDonald. And evening, Shaun. How are you tonight? Thanks for making some time for me.
Good, thanks, Charlie. Yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Pretty good. And really happy to have you here, mate, because your story is one of the great stories, I think, from this program. So, and I think for the people who might be watching, we just checked the dates, and I think it was the first time you saw my ad. I think it was on the 5th of May 2022.
Yep.
And we had a bit of a chat online at that stage. You told me what was happening in your world, and then you just disappeared. And I thought, what's going on here with this guy? It seems strange. He was warming up, and but then he just disappeared. And I think about a month went by, and I'd emailed you, I think, and and what was the story, Shaun? You thought what?
I thought you were scamming me. As soon as I got to the internet online course, I thought, nah, it's got to be a scam. It turned out to be the best thing that's ever happened. Turned my whole life around.
Yeah, good. So I suppose just a few questions for you, mate. I suppose not go into too much detail, but what was life like before you started working or started doing the program? I mean, if we were to take a time machine and go back to the 5th of May 2022, how was life for you at that time?
Absolute crap. It was basically at the end of, I just breached again with my ex, and I just didn't know where I was going, what I was doing. I had that much anger, that much everything inside me. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't do anything. Constantly, the anger was getting me into trouble until I ended up contacting you, and that was because of the breach and because of everything that I was doing to be able to go from being angry and being put on not assault charges, but AVOs and stuff from my ex, to being told by the judge to keep up the good work and how well I'd changed. It just goes to show you how well the course does.
Like when you finally got to court, yeah. But you were looking at potentially doing time, because I think your third breach was not just a slight breach; it was a spectacular breach from memory. Yelling something you should have probably said, but doing it right in front of an officer. So it wasn't looking good. But look, essentially a month went by, and I'd written to you and sort of pointed out, the importance of being made to be helping yourself, I suppose, in the eyes of the court. But once we got over the fact that you realise I wasn't a scammer, that I was genuinely.
I just needed to change, and once I seen your ad saying that you could help with anger and whatnot, I had to do something, and I guess because I wanted to change, it's also coming a lot quicker and a lot better.
Yeah, and I think that's an important point. I mean, change tends to be either self-initiated or initiated from external forces, and I tell you what, it's always much easier to deal with when you're the instigator, I suppose. So things weren't looking real good for you at the time, yeah. But you got it straight into the program, and I suppose what was your experience that you went through with the program? I mean, you're someone that's used all aspects of it.
Within days, I felt change. I went straight into the hypnosis. Every time I listen to that, my life just literally changes. As long as you put in the work and you do things, you can, I've gone from being so angry to being so relaxed to talking, like even doing this with you now, I'm dumbfounded I'm doing it, but I wouldn't even pick up the phone to you because of my teeth and everything like that. And that's even your social anxiety is reduced, and it all comes down to just the subconscious mind and just doing your hypnosis and just wanting to change. It's just it's unbelievable what you can do if you want it.
And because you were someone that was really lacking the confidence at the time.
Yeah.
And I think one of the hypnos, which is a personal favourite for you, was the conversation confidence, right?
Yeah.
And
and
you give that a high now. And admittedly, one thing I do with the program each year at the end of the year is I pick 12 guys that have absolutely kicked ass on the program during the year. And you were nominated as one of the finalists for Change Thinker of the Year in 2022. And as it turns out, the announcement on New Year's Eve had you as one of the joint winners. So, which just goes to show, Shaun, that the effort that you put in and the returns you got back. Look, at the end of the day, I mean, that title's neither here nor there. The important thing is that you went through the change. I remember the day you went to court, and what did the judge say? I mean, I wrote a letter for you that discussed all the work that we'd done. And he really bought into the letter, didn't he? And
just told me to basically keep up the good work, and he can see that I've changed and I've made the right steps for the right change, and just to basically keep it up. And to get that from a judge, I was just completely blown away. But that's how it is. Like, even my best friend, I'll send him a photo now, and he'll turn around and say what he notices the most is that's a genuine smile now. He sees the true happiness that's inside me now, whereas before there was full of anger.
Yeah. And Shaun, if you were to what was it that you created for yourself going through the program?
What do you mean?
I mean, what results? I mean, share with the people watching. Where are you today? Right. So at the time, I don't think you were even working.
When I met Charlie, I'd only just started my business with mobile car detailing.
Okay, you're up in Ballarat, yeah?
In Ballarat. I now still going 3 years later. I'm working at contracting for Eclipse Ford, who I didn't want to do anything for because I just kept on knocking it back because I didn't want to work for car yards. And plus I didn't feel comfortable having bigger people above me type of thing and telling them what to do. But being able to communicate properly with the outside world, I've been able to go to different places.
And Shaun, how old are you now, man? Can I ask?
45.
So you're 45, and so and your 20s and 30s were summarise that?
Absolute crap all the way up till then.
So what were you doing in your 20s and 30s?
Drugs and sleeping and everything else, just nothing.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't live. I haven't lived the real life up until I gave away drugs 4 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, this is why it's every time I hear from you. I mean, sometimes you'll just call my number and go, I can't believe, and you're just buzzing with excitement. And I think one really cool thing recently with which you shared with me was a couple there in Ballarat just invited you over to their house for dinner recently. I think just because they wanted to enjoy your company, and that was a big moment for you, mate. Yeah,
that was excellent. We're going to take them to an expedition that my mate's having on the weekend. So, it's
What's
good.
That?
Take them to an expedition that my mate's having on the weekend. So, it's good to be going from having like who would want to know me type of thing to people wanting to know me, and it's just unbelievable. Yeah,
but see, this is also an indication of where your self-worth was, mate. When you first came in, it was in. I mean, it was. I think of self-worth and self-respect like tanks, and they were out, mate. The lights were on. So for you to get into this contract with work that you've even been organising work for other people under your banner. And I got to say, people come under the Change Thinking program, unlike many other courses where it's you might be 12 weeks or what have you. We really want this to be a resource that you can continue to use year after year, and I think you're probably the front runner on who went out, got extraordinary results in that first year. But here's what's exciting for me: you've continued using the tools, and you've just taken it up to another level. And I think you're in the top 10 again. I think in 2023 for Change Thinker of the Year. Didn't take out the title this time. There was a couple of deserving people as well, but it's just your story's a great one, Shaun, and it's a pleasure to have you on the program. It's a great the way that you've been supported, but you're out there supporting other guys, the new guys that are coming in as well, because you can speak from experience. And when someone comes in and they're not sure, it's early days, they're not sure if they've made a good decision. To hear people like yourself and Lee and others, and just to come in straight away and go, good decision. And
one thing I'd say, like, don't worry about the money side of things. Just concentrate on what you want out of your life, because all I can say, I've gone from being angry, shy, talking to having people that are like they're nearly millionaires and they want to actually know me and invite me around to their own home and whatnot after hearing my story as well. So it's just phenomenal what you can do if you want it.
Yeah, you're a new man, mate. You're a new man, and lots of your friends are noticing it. Yeah,
Yep, that's it.
which is good, and your
Yeah.
kids, of course.
Yep. I just surrounded
I mean,
myself with all positive, fucked off all the negative, and yeah, nothing but
yeah,
positive.
you're in a shitty living arrangement. I think when we first met, you've transitioned out of that to
Yeah.
a much nicer place with a view of the lovely city of Ballarat, which got ties to as well. But mate, I suppose just finally, if anyone's out there considering, and you've probably covered it already with what you just said, but um, I think when I recently did a poll, and the question was, what's the most difficult thing about doing something about your mental health? And there was two standout answers. One was just accepting that you need to get some help, right? And the other one was who to go to for help. So when did you have that realization that,
I've
look,
always known it. It was until I seen your ad on Facebook that time, and it said that you help people with men from the ages of 36 or something and under, and people with alcohol, drug, and domestic troubles, and that just fit me to a T. And I just thought, well, I can only message you and see what happens. And
yeah,
turns
okay.
out I thought you were a scammer, but you weren't.
And so you hadn't even considered about going to seek help because it was just you were just overwhelmed with everything else.
I've
Yeah.
had help through psychs and things like that, but there's nothing a psych can do to help you. It's more so getting taught on what to do type of thing, not being told what you've got to feel and what you've got to learn.
Yeah, I mean, one thing they often be focused on that question why, and to answer the question why, you got to keep going back into the past. And I'm sure some people that are going to sites probably maybe not the best thing to be going back and reliving their trauma every week. But look, there's different options for different people. As I said, I think of myself as a PT for mental health in that regard, and it'd be good if more people sort of took an approach like that in looking after your mental health. Because what is a loss in confidence? Would you say that's a mental health issue? I would say, yeah, that would be the equivalent to me as maybe a common cold with a loss of confidence. You're not at the best. You're not at your best, but yeah, you're okay. But there's comparatives. I think when you look across the physical health and mental health comparisons, what point would you take action? So, but anyway, mate, it's I continue to sit there and be amazed with everything you're doing. Your approach is phenomenal, and your results are phenomenal, mate. You're someone that's, as I said, you're absolute poster boy for the Change Thinking program, mate. What you've done with your life is an absolute credit to you. So, and I've enjoyed working. We've had laughs, we've had tears, we've had nights walking around the lake, swearing. But it's been a good ride, man. So, but thanks again for your time tonight, mate. And thanks for coming on and sharing. Hopefully what might inspire some guys out there who are sitting on the fence to just jump in and give it a crack. So, they've got the 30-day trial period anyway, so that should remove any sort of worry.
Pay anyone's money back if they didn't get anything from your course, because it's just, absolutely blows me away. So, yeah.
Nice one, Shaun. All right, mate. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks again, buddy. Appreciate it.
No, okay.
Cheers.
Bye.
So there you have it, fellas. A great story from Shaun. So be like Shaun. He started with a single phone call. So use that Calendly link. Let's catch up for a quick call. It won't take long. Let's see if we can start the process of turning things around. Look forward to speaking to you.